After traceability, after laser marking, now the next big process we need for our SMT line, for our tech tour itself, is our ACRA screen and stencil printing solutions. It's one of the oldest daughter of ASYS and has over 80 years of history when it comes to screen and stencil printer. Right next to me is the new Serio 6000, the one self-asymmetric loadable printer in the whole world. This means it can change the squeegees, the stencil, the supporting areas, and also the paste by itself. So you only need to do is prepare it for the next order in advance, and then you can just relax, because the machine brings the next order into life and into this kind of machine itself. So the backpack here will be loaded with a new stencil, with a new squeegee, and then you have the possibility to bring it into the machine after the order is done. It's a highly recommended machine on the market, and the customers are getting more and more into it. So really looking forward for the discussions on the tech tour and also in our tech sessions. We are still at the ACRA booth. We are still at screen printing and stencil solutions from our daughter ACRA. The newest one, and one of the highlights here, is an AI-based AOI for stencils and screens. Yes, you heard it right. The new possibility is to give you an inside view of your stencils and your screens, how they are, after which kind of cycle they need to be replaced, and what is their quality of them. So this means after washing, for example, we take a look with this AOI onto the screen, onto the stencil, and give you on purpose whether the screen and the stencil is still reusable or needs to be replaced. And that's a new highlight, and that gives you more stability in your processes and more quality to the printing process itself, made by ACRA. So next tech tour stop. Now we are moving our way to the final products, if you related to your facilities. And now I am at the area of the paneling. Right behind me is the Divisio 5100. Today, the fastest machine on this planet. This means with a dual spindle technology, newest dual spindle technology, we are able to boost up your speed by 88%. Think about it, 88%. In terms of dual gripper, quattro gripper, we have also the possibility to bring smaller products faster into trays, onto flat belts, to the next area, to the next step of production. Right now we still have a lot of to do regarding roadmaps. We think about on-the-fly AOIs, we think about more securities, and to give you also the possibility to have the quality for every singulated PCB right next to the machine. And as usual, totally linked to Synaptica OS. This means the loading and the unloading, loading by magazines, unloading by trays, for example, will be totally tracked and traced, and every PCB, every singulated PCB is known where it is right now and where the next steps needs to be. So stay tuned, because now we're going to the final assembly and material logistic area, where everything comes to life. All the parts I produced back then now will be brought together to the final product itself. So next up on the technology tour, right now at the material logistic area with the smart buffer behind me. The smart buffer has the possibility to bring all the material to one place, just close next to the areas where you need it most. And of course, it's always chaotically stored. So we know with our software Synaptica OS where the material is headed to, where it's right now located, and what's happening with it next. In this special kind of scenario, we also linked it to a final assembly line. This means we're producing the PCBs with some casket, with some gluing, with some screwing onto the next level of production. So this means the smart buffer is your possibility to link the SMD area with the backend area, with the final assembly area, and all in a smoothly way, because it's not that thick, it's only that high. And heightness brings you the possibility to bring your shop floor to the next level, because then you have more space for machines, more space for your production floor, and of course the higher automation in material logistics. And that's what's all about, to bring your facility to the next level, and this smart buffer, I can assure you, will help you definitely about this. So dear viewers, we are close to the end of our technology tour, and just behind me there's one idea of the ASYS Group in terms of final assembly and how to bring your products to life to final assembly status. This means the SMT line produced the PCB, the depaneling machine depaneled it, and in the end everything needs to be put together to bring the product to life. And this machine right behind me stands for the new idea of final assembly machine of the whole ASYS group. This means pneumatic areas in a different kind of way where the electrical are, mostly accessible from all point of view. And in terms of the sustainability, the idea behind the machines is that after the life cycle of your product, they can be reused. They can be reused again for your new product. So this means the machine have a longer purpose than most of you plan. So that's one thing we want to make sure in the future, that the sustainability for all the machines is available and brings you also on this point of view to the next level. Hey, the technology tour isn't over yet. So right now we are in our application center, and behind me there's a printing line for fuel cells, for bipolar plates in a very specific kind of way. That's also one of our business units, the energy part, because energy, it what drives the world and what we want to participate with our solutions. In fact, we have two big ideas here. Behind me is the XH4, a dual or triple line printer for the fastest possible ways to bring, for example, the sealing structure, the red one, to your bipolar plate. And light to my left, of course, everything what needs to be printed needs to be analyzed. And that's also some groundbreaking new idea from us. It's an artificial intelligence, AI, which brings me the possibility to evaluate the status of the wet print without any thermal process, how it's going to happen in the dry status. So I can stop, I can rework, I can refurbish, for example, and know what's going to happen afterwards. That's also something groundbreaking. And think about it. A cycle time for these bipolar plates between 1 to 4 seconds, so it needs to be very fast, and that's something we want to make sure to you, the viewers, that with the ASYS group we have the fastest and reliable machines in terms of energy and fuel cells. Next step on our technology tour, right behind me there's our life science business segment. This means medical devices that are related to electrical parts. This means pacemakers or sensors for diabetes, etc. And with the solution behind me, we want to bring your volume, because a lot of millions of pieces are needed there, to an automated level. So right behind me you have a palletizer for Euro pallets. This means a lot of possibility in terms of storage space. Right left to me there's a machine in terms of humidity and atmospheres for the process itself. Right next to me, possibilities of bringing your clean room to the next level in means of ISO 5 to ISO 7 solutions from our subsidiary ASYS Clean Room Technologies. So you see, in all the different kind of business segments, we have the perfect solution in-house, and that's something we are very proud of, and we're very looking forward to bring that information and to bring that knowledge to you on our technology days and our technology tour itself.